This is the 1206 AM, the future of AM radio.
Ito po ang Hardball with Bill Velasco. Ang oras po natin ngayon, 11:01. Ngayon po ay Biyernes, July 4, 2025. Makakapanayam natin ang isang NBA superfan at sports director ng bagong tatag ng Sports Department ng Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila, si Glenn Flash Antonio. Glenn, kumusta ka na?
Good morning, Bill. Good morning to everyone who's watching and listening to Hardball with Bill Velasco sa D1 1206 AM. Bill, pansinin mo, may pa-t-shirt.
Oo naman.
Salamat.
Oo naman. Tatatlo lang kayong meron yan.
Thank you.
Okay, pag-usapan natin yung mga kaganapan sa NBA. Ano ba ang naging susi sa pagiging champion ng OKC?
Well, this recent NBA Finals, ang laki ng value on youth and bench production and obviously defense for the OKC Thunder. Medyo nabitin lang din for the fans of Indiana Pacers. We have a seen the Game 7 injury, the Achilles heel injury of Tyrese Haliburton. Obviously, it's hard to pin the possible clinching dun lang sa injury na yon, no? Pero sayang pa din kasi first quarter pa lang hindi na rin nakalaban ng maayos-ayos ang Pacers with that. No? It would have been nice to see them go down the wire, maybe even go into overtime, but yun nga, kudos to the OKC Thunder for winning the 2025 NBA Finals. Actually, madami pa silang nakahanda ng mga draft picks at saka mga signings over the next 5 years. Mukhang tatagal pa itong team na to, no, to be a really solid contender in the Western Conference.
Okay. Pag-usapan naman natin yung Indiana Pacers naka-Eastern Conference Finals nung nakaraang taon, tapos nakapasok sa NBA Finals. Ano ba yung kailangan nila para talagang to go all the way and clinch a title?
Actually, this recent off-season, medyo nayanig ang kanilang roster with Miles Turner opting to sign with the Milwaukee Bucks. No? So, a little bit of a recap for the guys who may not have been able to follow the NBA over the last 3 days. Maganda sana yung roster ng Pacers for the previous NBA playoffs run with a solid bench, Nembhard, a bunch of other guys, sila Nesmith. Pero syempre, yung kanilang depth at saka length, no? I always felt that the combined length of Pascal Siakam, Obi Toppin, and Miles Turner gave New York Knicks the fits talaga, yung mga guards ng New York Knicks during the Eastern Conference Finals. Pero ngayong off-season, medyo mababawasan sila ng pyesa with Miles Turner opting to sign with their rival. Diba? Dalawang season nilang inaasar yung Milwaukee Bucks even during the NBA Cup, diba? Tapos biglang dun sa pala lilipat, no, sa kanilang parang latest rival, the Milwaukee Bucks. And it's going to strengthen the front court of Milwaukee given that Brook Lopez also left for the Clippers. So at least meron silang added shot blocker, rim protector, little bit of a rim runner. No, and then may 3-point shooting din itong si Miles Turner during the playoffs. He's also been shooting from beyond the arc, so it could also help Giannis for this upcoming season.
So what's going on with Milwaukee dahil 'di ba, marami mga binitawan din sila. Alam natin yung isang bigating pangalan na binitawan nila, si Dame, no? Who's injured. What does that mean for Milwaukee?
Actually, that is very huge, no, in terms of their guard depth. No, alam naman natin every now and then you would be hit with injuries, but Dame actually got injured with that Achilles problem during the playoffs. Sayang yung, di naman sayang, but the last 2 years of Milwaukee having Dame on their roster, medyo beset sila with injuries. He hasn't really played to his full strength as with his previous stint with the Portland Trail Blazers. So right now, may konti talagang literal na pilay ang rotation ng Milwaukee Bucks, but they've tried signing Gary Trent Jr. then, I think, in the offseason. But more or less, medyo mas titingnan natin kung saan ba posibleng pumirma si Dame Lillard. There are two teams na medyo maugong, no, in the recent news. He is considering, or he is also being considered by the Miami Heat to be part of their guard rotation. And the Boston Celtics are also looking at him, given that they also let go of Jrue Holiday.
Okay.
So, mabigat yun.
Oo, hindi, nabanggit mo yung Boston Celtics. What's going on? Why are they, why does it appear na mukhang they're blowing up the team? No, kasi pagbalik ni Jason Tatum, parang napakalungkot. No, pag bumalik siya, wala na yung mga kakampi niya.
Medyo nahimay talaga yung roster ng Boston Celtics. Luke Cornett has also left the team, no? Malaking bagay din yung big man na yon. And then, all of a sudden, galing sa injury. Remember, an Achilles injury in the NBA isn't a short time for you to be out. Parang mas mabilis ka pa ngang makabalik relatively on an ACL reconstruction rather than an Achilles heel injury. Like, Tatum could be back malamang post-season na yan next year, or could even be the next season pa. Although he actually had the surgery right after, like 2 days after he had the injury, nagpa-surgery siya kaagad. Pero totoo, no, medyo malungkot. Ako personally, I saw the blowing up of the Boston Celtics roster, and I'm actually surprised. Ako personally, I'm very surprised the decision making on how certain pieces have been traded or signed or what have you. I think ang magiging untouchable lang dyan at the end of the day is Derek White. No, parang si Derek White lang yung may iwan kasi parang may trade talks din for Jaylen Brown. So it could be a different look for the Celtics come this upcoming NBA season.
Sa tingin mo, issue yan ng pera kasi syempre nag-champion yung team, lahat ng player hihirit ng mas malaking kontrata.
Actually, isa rin yung I am looking at the possibility of also the recent sale of the team. Remember, the Boston Celtics. Bago na yung may-ari, no? So up until the Lakers were sold then, no, to this recent off season, actually the last season, the last month, the Boston Celtics up to that point was the biggest sale of an NBA franchise, valued at around $6 billion. Pero na-overshadow with the sale of the Lakers, no, with about like 7-something billion. So, posibleng usapang pera, but I think it's also how the team was made up, no? So, madaming moving pieces on the system for Brad Stevens, and we're looking at how this could also affect the Eastern Conference. Kasi alam naman natin, over the last 3 to 5 years, the Boston Celtics has been on the rise, and then obviously winning the NBA title up until last year. So it's going to be a different look for the Greens, ika nga.
Okay. So pinag-usapan natin ang Boston Celtics at dahil maaga pa lang nagkakaubusan na ng center, and Al Horford even at 39 is still very viable, no? May silbi pa rin siya at malaking maitutulong niya bilang pundasyon, no, angkla ng isang koponan. At balita ko may mga iba-ibang koponan din na interesado sa kanya. Ang tanong ba iiwan na rin ba niya ang Boston Celtics?
Well, I feel Horford at the very least should still stay. He won a title with the team. I think he's beloved in that city. Iba pa rin kasi talaga ang presence ng vet tapos big man pa, no? For reference, nga 'di ba, still playing in the PBA si Rafi Rivas with Magnolia at I think he's 45, no?
102 years old na si Rafi.
Grabe yung longevity, no, of that.
NBA pa yan. NBA pa yan. Summer Nights pa,
Sa'yo coverage mo pa yun with the NBA. So Imagine having not just a veteran in your locker room, but a veteran big man. So I think if they were to really keep like three people, it's Derek White, Al Horford, and then Jason Tatum. So, ang hirap syempre to choose, if I'm not going to include certain names like Jaylen Brown. Pero I think like if you have to retain those three names lang na pwede ko isama, yun yung aking pick. One major signing na medyo sneaky, ika nga, is Luke Cornett signing with the San Antonio Spurs. No? Luke Cornett is a backup center. He's a solid shot blocker. He has solid rebounding numbers. And so having him paired with Wemby, as soon as Wemby comes back from that shoulder surgery that he had, magkakaroon talaga ng front court depth ang Spurs this coming NBA season.
Oo, pinag-usapan natin yan. Nandiyan si Dylan Harper, nandiyan si Cooper Flag. Parang biglang nakabuelta, no? The Dallas Mavericks will get the last laugh kasi last year pinagtatawanan sila, pinakawalan nyo si Luka, tapos ang nakuha nyo injured, tapos at one point they only had 8 players left. 'Di ba?
Yeah.
Puro injured. Tapos ngayon naman biglang tinitignan sila na, ano nangyari? Bakit biglang lumakas yung Dallas Mavericks?
For those that are actually not keeping close attention to the Dallas Mavericks, obviously after that Luka trade, with AD, it's actually a 3-team trade, It's facilitated also with the Utah Jazz, if I'm not mistaken. But syempre, ang pinaka maugong nun, it was with the Utah Jazz. Ang pinakamaugong talaga nun, one of the most surprising trades in recent memory. Kahit I was actually as in like down to that last moment na tinrade si Luka. Akala ko na hack yung account ni Shams when he reported about that news. Kasi everybody nung shinare yan sa mga group chat, mga basketball circles.
Hindi ka panipaniwala, Hindi ka panipaniwala.
Hindi. And Luka played in the NBA Finals up until that point, right? So magugulat ka na talaga tinrade nila si Luka, who was fresh of an NBA Finals stint. So if you think about it, was it worth it? And now na injured na ACL si Kyrie. 'Di ba? Ang laking dagok doon. So and then like as you said, a lot of the players were not available. There were only about like 7-8 players at one point in a live game. Can you imagine, with the roster capability, 7-8 lang ang kayang maglaro.
Oo.
Pero kagulat-gulat, I don't know what happened, the luck of the NBA gods, ika nga, nakuha ng Dallas Mavericks and they scored the number 1 draft pick, to which they actually used on Cooper Flag. So Cooper Flag played 1 year with the Duke Blue Devils. I think the Duke program has produced, I think, the most number of number 1 draft picks. With Zion, di ba? Ang dami niya,
Christian Laettner.
Kyrie is actually Laettner, di ba? So, si Luka now with the Lakers sort of also solidifies the passing of the torch, as LeBron sort of like eases into the latter years of his playing years with the Lakers.
Di na umuubra yung mga pambabraso ni LeBron lalong-lalo na pagka pinag-uusapan yung anak niya, 'di ba, si Bronny. So and when the new owners took over, sabi nila lahat pwedeng i-trade except for Luka. So ngayon, biglang kakaba-kaba yung LeBron James kung saan siya mapupunta. Pero parang Dallas daw, interesado rin kay LeBron. Tingnan natin. Ang problema lang naman dyan, yung ego niya. As a basketball player, fantastic. But pag dumating sa Dallas yan, baka mamaya mambabraso na naman yan. Kailangan ganito, kailangan ganyan. Di ko kasundo yung coach. Ito, kunin natin. Ito, barkada ko. Yun lang ang magiging issue dyan di ba?
It could be a Lakers reunion. So this offseason, the Dallas Mavericks also signed their former point guard. May reunion din siya with si D'Angelo Russell with AD. So according to news, the Dallas Mavericks are not interested in LeBron if it's a trade. They're only considering a buyout. They will only sign LeBron if it's a buyout. Kasi
That's
they
52
already
million.
have
52 million yun.
okay.
Diba, may pera sila.
Aba, kung willing ba, no? Like, if LeBron decides to look at the roster, remember, if he goes there, he gets reunited with Kyrie, who he won a championship with
Yeah.
Cleveland, awaiting for Kyrie's return, no? From that devastating ACL injury. Hindi mo iisipin na may ACL si Kyrie kasi alanganin na, hindi naman high flyer, di ba? Medyo alalay, no? But, you know, that sort of thing happens. And then AD is with with the Luka trade. And then, etong magpabigat. They signed D'Angelo Russell. Medyo maugong na Klay Thompson, who was their last season's big name signing, could be moved to the bench. Medyo allergic yata si Klay, no?
Ayaw niyang lumalamig.
Ayaw niya. Kailangan first five, di ba? So there are certain things that also need to be considered. And then, obviously, Cooper Flag.
Yeah.
No, ang ganda pa ng apelido, parang pag nasa US team, USA sa harap, sa likod, flag with a double G, no? Like the US
parang
flag,
parang Suicide Squad lang. No.
Si Rick Flag, no?
Si Rick Flag.
Si Rick Flag.
Oh, since we're talking about about Dallas, okay, we're all very happy because Dylan Harper, half Filipino, is playing in the NBA with Dallas. But realistically, ano ang magiging papel niya sa Dallas? Baka naman mabangko lang siya or sabihin sa kanya, you have to earn your minutes or bata ka pa, you have to grow up. Ikaw, sa tingin mo, anong magiging papel niya dyan?
Actually, Dylan Harper, kababayan. Actually, Dylan Harper with the Spurs, no? So Dylan Harper is actually pairing with Wemby and then a solid guard combination with De'Aaron Fox and the reigning Rookie of the Year from the UConn men's
Huskies,
basketball team, the Huskies, si Stephon Castle. No, and then syempre si Chris Paul is still there. So Dylan Harper,
Masikip.
The son of Ron Harper, no, with a Filipina mother.
Not Derek Harper. Yan.
Not Derek Harper.
May meme na lumalabas sabi ni Derek Harper, hindi ko anak yan. No, so paano? Again, masikip yung guard rotation, no? Tapos pagbalik pa nung Kyrie Irving, lalong sisikip and they will demand minutes. So will he really get a chance to perform and to shine sa Dallas?
Well, Dylan is with the Spurs.
With the Spurs.
Dylan with the Spurs. So si Dylan Harper at this point will have to prove his minutes kasi mismong reigning Rookie of the Year, guardia. 'Di ba? So combo guard and then they might have to move Devin Vassell. One thing to be mentioned for the San Antonio Spurs is a recent Manila visitor, si Jeremy Sohan, no, on increased minutes and production. He's a solid rebounder pero at times he's also very tawag dito,
spotty.
Unreliable, medyo spotty hindi pa consistent yung play. Wemby will definitely be the face of the NBA in the next couple of years, no? As soon as he comes back, literally really playing competitively. Iba pa yan, he's also gonna ease back into playing shape, no, with an off season. But to stress that point on Dylan Harper, I think he's more of a combo guard, rather than a pure point guard, and therein lies the problem. Kasi technically, si De'Aaron Fox is also somewhat of a scoring guard, and then you have Stephon Castle that's also playing relatively the same position. Ang maganda dyan, hindi sila mawawala ng scoring option.
Okay.
No, but ang problema dyan, there's only one basketball.
Tsaka tingnan natin, magkakaalaman pa yan sa Summer League, di ba? Doon rin maglalaro lang yung mga rookies, tsaka yung mga naghahanap ng roster spot, pati si KQ nandun na rin eh. So let's see what happens. Okay, another team na ang lakas-lakas ng ugong ngayon is the Houston Rockets, no? Kevin Durant's gonna be there, Steven Adams. Parang biglang bumigat lalo yung Houston Rockets. So, but do you think this team will come together right away?
They're loaded with vets. No, I have a neighbor. His name is Jeff Florentino, literally right next to our house. And his wife Krisa, they are huge Houston Rockets fans because they literally attended University of Houston, if I'm not mistaken. So, every now and then, if I see them outside, we talk sports about the Rockets. And Ako personally, ang medyo nakikita ko with with the Rockets. Ang nakikita ko with the Rockets is that they don't have a solid backup point guard for Fred VanVleet.
Oo.
No, they traded away Jalen Green, so Jalen Green is going to play in Phoenix. They got Kevin Durant, who's still shooting close to 50% even after an Achilles injury. Can you imagine?
Oo.
Sabi nila past his prime na daw si KD
Hindi
and
rin.
all that. Hindi.
Solid pa rin eh.
He's a pure scorer. He can shoot the mid-range. He can pull up beyond the arc. He can drive, dunk. And he still plays defense. No, he's actually a backup big. And then he gets reunited with a former Seattle Supersonic co-rookie kasabay niya.
Oo.
Uncle Jeff Green. Kaya ako excited kasi Houston Supersonics daw eh. Parehas flying, the Rockets and the Boeing Supersonic, no? But the idea there is he also gets reunited with a former OKC teammate, si Steven Adams. Very solid roster if you look at it. They still have Alperen Şengün. They retain their young core, Amen Thompson, Jabari. Ang lakas ng roster nito. Pero tinitingnan ko yung guard depth, no? Like the ball distribution. Once Fred VanVleet comes out of the first five, sino ba ang magiging facilitator nila? Kagaya nga ng Indiana Pacers, kahit wala si Tyrese Haliburton, meron kang TJ McConnell, di ba? Meron kang distributor na kahit wala yung star point guard mo. And Ime Udoka, no, the current Rockets head coach, will definitely look for somebody to step up to that role. No, they have a rookie, si Reed, but he's more of a shooter. He was the former number 3 draft pick ng Houston Rockets last season, pero more of a shooter to, hindi talaga si Reed Shepherd, no?
Okay.
But malakas ang Rockets.
Yes.
It's just a matter of I will call it early. Easy second round ito.
Okay.
Ang tanong lang dyan, easy second round Western Conference, no, semifinals. Ang tanong, will they be able to hold that roster together? Kasi syempre, kung medyo vets ka na, nirerendahan mo, good mixture of youth, pero injuries yan eh. It's a long 82-game season and then you have a postseason that's really grueling. Yun ang yumari talaga sa Pacers, no? Kasi pag tinignan mo yung lineup ng OKC Thunder, combined average age, less than 25 years old. They're one of the youngest NBA champions, no? Combined age of average. So, pero maganda rin ang roster depth ng Houston Rockets. And then you add a sure ball Hall of Famer in KD. Iba yun. Iba yung may KD ka pa rin sa lineup.
Okay. Hihinga muna tayo ng malalim. We'll take a short break at magpapatuloy tayo sa discussion natin about the NBA with Glenn Mark Antonio. Huwag kayong bibitiw. Magpapatuloy pa rin ang
Hardball with Bill Velasco.
Alright, pagpatuloy natin ang ating discussion tungkol sa NBA kasama si Glenn Antonio. Glenn, okay, ito, siyempre maraming fans ang curious dito. The Lakers, transition period, maraming mawawala, may mga dumadagdag na. Gaano kaya katagal itong transition period na to bago makarating muli sa finals ang Lakers?
It's a win now situation. New owners, largest sale, no, of an NBA franchise in history. They have Luka, they have LeBron, 2 sure ball Hall of Famers, no, obviously. They recently signed former number 1 draft pick, tawag dito si Ayton.
At siya na yung pang Shamb na number 1 draft pick na naging kakampi ni LeBron. So medyo kahina-hinala na yung nangyayari dyan. Pero seriously kasi ako marami nagagalit sa akin dito, pero tanong ko dyan, is Luka a championship player?
With the right pieces, yes. I will say yes. He has been a EuroLeague champion. No, I think he was even a EuroLeague champion at 17. No, like I'll have to check the trivia on that. He is a proven winner. He was able to lead practically the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals a couple of seasons ago. In my eyes, Luka is a winner with the right pieces.
Okay,
no,
will he become
syempre,
will he become another LeBron? Kasi ang tingin na ibang tao dyan is iyakin siya, reklamador, tapos he was kind of overweight when he moved over to the Lakers. So you think that's going to be a problem for LA?
glad that you actually mentioned that. In recent social media postings, ang ganda ng mga muscles at saka definition, very, sabi nga nila, sinewy si Luka. Hindi naman pumayat ng parang KD, no? But Luka has been really hitting the gym during this NBA postseason after the Lakers have been eliminated. But if with the right pieces, kasi medyo nakikita ko, he's only played half of a season with the Lakers. And hindi pa fully turned over no? Luka was able to tow the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals, obviously with Kyrie, on the strength na he's the primary focus no of the offense. Ito kasi may LeBron ka, 'di ba? And then you also have, you know, second stringer, third stringer, Austin Reeves, no? Austin, you're him. Ika nga. Pero si Luka kasi hindi pa talaga fully sa kanya no, yung team, no. You still have one of the goats of the game with LeBron. Pero you have Rui Hachimura, you have DeAndre Ayton. Ngayon they have an answer. Wala silang gitna. Siyempre, when you traded away Davis, no, si AD, wala ka talagang porous yung gitna mo Donut yun
Donut, You do not do that.
You do not do that. You do not win without a solid big. Especially in the Western Conference where big men are a premium. Diba? Pag lumipat ka dun sa Eastern Conference, meron kang Giannis. Dito sa Denver, meron kang Jokic. So how do you get past that? Even with the OKC Thunder, tag team yung Hartenstein tsaka si Chet Holmgren. So, iba pa din, you know, height is might. Kasi, obviously, basketball, you can't teach height Now, at least for this season, they have no excuses. If they have a healthy and, functional, let's use that word, healthy and functional DeAndre Ayton, who can hit mid-range jumpers, who can stretch the floor kahit papano, while the focus of the defense is on Luka and LeBron. Sure ball, pasok sa playoffs. Ang tanong, how deep can the Lakers go? And then, mahirap pa dyan, ilan ang pyesa nila off the bench?
Yan.
Kasi yung bench players nila, pag tiningnan mo, sino na yung, diba? Sino na ipapasok natin pag nilabas natin yung ating mga... And then, syempre, yung during the season, meron dyang hindi makakapaglaro ng 1 game, hindi makakapaglaro ng 2 games. So, it also messes up your rotation. And then, there are now people who can step up. But relatively, to your question, is Luka a winner? In my eyes, yes, with the right pieces. Okay. You can't spell Luka without LA. Yan ang bago niyang
Okay.
Diba? Yan ang bagong future, di ba?
Wala rin naman sa pangalan niya yung Dallas So anyway, pag-usapan naman natin ngayon yung WNBA, no? Finally, it's on the uptick. You know, they've been around for almost 30 years already. After the 1996 Olympics, there were 2 women's leagues. They're the only surviving one. Bakit ganun kalaki ang epekto ng Caitlin Clark? Is it just because she's white?
I think she's a really good player.
Yeah, that's true.
There's also good and bad publicity, and in our world, good publicity or bad publicity is still publicity. You know, there are people that love to hate on Caitlin Clark simply because, you know, relatively she's white, that's dominated by, you know, in a league of African Americans. But
and
you know,
at saka maangas siya maglaro.
Yeah, may pangil di ba? May angas you know, the players that dominate the WNBA, you don't look at color. No, you have Aja Wilson, you have Angel Reese, you have Brianna Stewart, you know, Sabrina Ionescu was a recent Manila visitor. No, yun ang nag-champion yung New York Liberty the previous WNBA season. But people have to accept the fact that she rakes in the money.
Yes.
The WNBA is set to make $1 billion
This season.
US dollars this season
First
alone.
First time. 26% increase ng economic activity or revenue generation. No? 26%, that's more than 1/4. And just one player. Sabi ko nga, parang si Michael Jordan yan. Nung panahon ni Jordan, may mga nagsabi na dapat bayaran na ibang teams yung sweldo niya kasi pag andun siya, sold out sila Diba? Parang ganun nila nangyayari ngayon. Sold out kasi nandun siya. Okay, what about the effect of her injury? Bababa pansamantala yung WNBA o hindi na?
I think the interest now is like, okay, injured. Let's say, si Caitlin Clark, she'll be out a couple of games. So who steps up next? Yung mga minsan ang aasar online na wala namang nanonood niyan. There's only 15 people watching per game. People are actually just bitter or salty because the WNBA is really on a resurgence. No, makikita ninyo dyan sa pangalan ko nakalagay sa baba, NBA Superfan. I also follow the WNBA very religiously. We've talked about this. I've been there. I've watched Sue Bird, like Lauren Jackson, Brianna Stewart when they were playing with the Seattle Storm. The league is on a resurgence. Kaka-retire lang ng one of their GOATs, si Diana Taurasi last season. Pero the league is in good hands. You have solid names. You have Paige Beckers.
Yep.
Now, kaka-champion lang nung May with the Yukon Huskies women's basketball team. Tapos, number 1 draft pick. Tapos, part na siya ng starting lineup for the All-Star game. So, can you imagine? It's a different league now, And then may Cameron Brink ka pa with the Los Angeles Sparks. I really encourage those who like watching the NBA to also show love, and watch the WNBA. It's a solid spectacle, for entertainment. Less traveling in my eyes.
Definitely.
Diba? Sa NBA kasi, alam mo, people are hyper athletic, jump high, strong, pero fundamentals. I really appreciate how the WNBA has it.
Sige.
And good representation for everyone. Everyone gets to play for the WNBA. And overall, WNBA attendance has grown by 50%.
Yep.
Nagdoble ang nanonood.
Okay. Well, thanks a lot, Glenn. Thanks for your time. As usual, kulang ang isang oras pag nag-usap tayo ng basketball.
Can I have a little bit of a shout out?
Sige lang. Mamaya na yung bayad.
Obviously, happy 4th of July to everyone. Maraming salamat din to you, Bill, and D11206 AM. Just wanted to give a little shout out to my wife, Christine, my kids, Dylan and Dwayne, in Canada, who's also watching this live stream. And the my new appointment with the Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Maynila under the Office of Student Development and Services. Just a quick roundup of names. My boss, Sir Cads Mercado, Sir A. Mon, Fred, and Tinay, our OJTs. Nilista ko na, pasensya, si Kat, si Irish, si Kat, si Irish, si Amor, at si Darius, the PLM, SSC, and CSC. And yes, I am going official on air. We are launching this year during the Pamantasan 60th founding anniversary, the PLM Haribon Athletics varsity team. It's going to be relaunched after 8 years of somewhat dormancy. And then we're also going to kickstart our intramurals this 2025. I'm very excited and I'm very, very thankful for you giving me this platform to announce this bit of news. And I'm really happy na nagkakwentuhan tayo ulit ng NBA and WNBA. Talagang kulang ang isang oras talking about these types of stuff that we love so much.
Alright, maraming salamat si Glenn Mark Antonio. Magbabalik po ang ating programang
Hardball with Bill Velasco. Hardball with Bill Velasco.